Aries, how you doing, guys? So thanks for joining. I really do appreciate it. So this is normally for tier 2 members, and I hope everybody's understanding, but I've got 6 weeks off unpaid work now. So I've got 6 weeks off and it's bliss and it's great, but I do have a lot more time. And these normally go to tier 2 members straight up. But because I've got a lot more time, what I thought I would do is change things up a little, right? So I'm going to, obviously this is on YouTube, and I'm going to do past, present, August, okay? But the rest of it, the extended, will only go over to tier 2, okay? And then for tier 2 members, the 15th until the 31st of August, that won't come out on here. That will only go over to YouTube, over to Patron, okay? But we're going to look into the past, the present, and then August. But we're not really going to do too much of the 1st to the 15th of August. What we're going to do is we're going to do a August reading for you, and then your partner, and how they think and how they feel and how that energy compares to yours, of what sometimes we do over on Patreon, okay, and compare the two. So what you'll really get here is past and present, and probably a little bit at the beginning of August, but the rest of it, the extended, will only go to tier 2 members. Okay, I hope everybody gets what I mean. So a few channel messages that are coming for you, Aries, straight away is, what have you done? What have you done? I think, or it's done. There's something that's done. It's like done, it's done, it's done, it's done. It's like there's no mending it. There's something that needs to be fixed and mended, but it can't be fixed and it can't be mended. And I really don't know what it is that's going through someone's head, but it's something to do with maintenance. That something needs to maintain, like I need to maintain it, right? Or I need to, or retainer, like a retainer, like money. And I need to retain. So what is a retainer? Because I don't think we get it. That's a loan, right? A retainer is a loan, is it? From a bank or something, and you get a retainer, like, or a retainer off your boss. So if you are really been struggling with work, you might be asking for a retainer, or it's a brace, maybe a retainer. Is that a retainer? I don't know. Or Tina, the name Tina, right? Actual name Tina, like Tina Turner. Turner. Also the name Turner. But turning up, someone's turning up at your door. There's going to be probably that someone's turning up. So you might be turning up to them, or they might be turning up to you. And it might be like a maintenance man, right? It might be someone's, or something is going to turn up at your door. So you've probably been waiting for a parcel. Me specifically, I actually have Aries in, as a lot of people I keep mentioning some of my chart, but my masculine side of Jupiter, is Aries, and I do have something turning up, which is going to be a Korg wave state, and I'm going to do a demonstration for a lot of people that like my music. It's a sequencer, and I do have something turning up in August. Okay, so it could also be child, though, because I'm hearing something to do with children. Children, 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 children. Children of the corn. Something is, someone's like, it's something to do with Cornish. Someone could be Cornish. Or corny, or okay, someone could well be horny. Devil, could be Capricorn, horny devil, right? Someone could very much be sending some sort of picture. It could just turn up straight on your phone, right? Look at this. It's something like, look at this. But as well, it's like someone turning up at your door. It's a little bit like, right? You know when you get those mucky movies, and it's like, what do you call it? I know the porn, but where it's kind of like Mrs. Jones, and it's like, oh, hello Daphne, you all right? Yeah, I've just come around to fix your water, sweetheart. And they look through the window, and this woman's kind of like standing there like this and doing all of the bits, and the bloke that's doing the retainer is kind of like, look at that, and then they go right into it. Right? So I don't know. I'm kind of like picking up that we're just going right into it. We're skipping stage 1 and 2, and we're going straight for the 3rd bat. Right, so it's something like, look, let's just skip the kissing and the cuddling, let's just go straight into it, right? So, okay, hopefully you don't have anything to do with a Cancerian, because there was something to do with straight into it. I've got to go. I keep doubting in my head. I hope that my patrons are okay with this, okay? But like I said, it won't happen from the 15th to the 31st. You will get private stuff, and you will get the 6-month reading that is extended over there, and you will also get the answers, question and answers. They will all go there. So I hope everybody's okay with that. Okay, but I do have to pick up my YouTube channel as well. So let's see. So it's like, I'm really picking up, let's go straight into it. So let's go straight into what I said. So courses, I'm picking up courses also, courses. But also chores. So horses for courses, some kind of like course that you might be taking. right? Like a practice run and a course, right? But also chores. They're saying that something is a chore. Because what I wrote was, what have you done? Well, what haven't you done? So it's more like, well, what have you done? And it's kind of like, well, nothing. You know when you go and a kid has got like chocolate around their face and you go and say, have you been eating chocolate? And they're like, no. And they've got chocolate around, you know that they're lying. They don't have to be doing this, but it's that kind of thing, lying. Could be something to do with Leo, right? But it's like, have you got, like, what have you got around your mouth? And you're like, nothing. And you're like, yeah, because it's written all over your face, brother. Everything is the guilt. Guilt, that's where it is. Guilt. Guilt, someone is guilty as charged. And they're like, listen, bruv, I can tell it on your face, you're as guilty as sin. So it ain't chocolate that's on someone's mooey. Is that, sorry, but that is such a slang word. Mooey. It's all up in your boat race, bruv. That's mooey. That's your mooey here. Oh, get up there with your mooey. That's what they say here. That's what we're like. Right? But get up there with your mooey. Mother's mooey. That's what travellers say. Yeah, mother's mooey. Mother's milk. Like, what's your mother's mooey? Might be something to do with someone's mum, right? Or you could be a mum. I don't know. It's something like chores. It's someone checking up on someone, and jaws, like wow. It's like, oh, you keep that just. Oh, you can have something to do with the Pisces, right? Because the August was, please shut her up. Please just shut her up. Whatever you do, just shut her up. There is something to do with like someone's like bat, and someone's like, will you please shut her up? Right? So I don't know. Is someone spreading gossip and there's guilt everywhere, and it's like, will you tell her to shut up? I'm picking up an argument with you guys somewhere. Please tell her to shut up. So have you been told to shut up? Or are you telling someone to shut up? I don't know. Or something's being shut. This is like, something's open and something's shut. That's what I'm picking up. It's an open, shut case. Closed case. Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of like doubting in my head whether I should just be putting these straight over to Patreon too. Okay, but an open, shut case. Open, shut case. Something is open and then something is shut. You say, well, 1 minute I was open and the next minute I'm shut. This is someone's getting confused with their feelings as well, about being open or about being closed. Right? And it might have something to do with, like, sex. Could well have. Right? It's kind of like, I'm open for a relationship, but I'm not open just for sex. Something to do with that. Unless it's the other way around. Open, shut case. Shut case. Chat case. Chat chatter. Chatter. Picking up chatters. Matters. Something matters. Something matters. Black Lives Matter. Or something matters to someone. It's like, no, this really matters to me. Like, this is so important and it really matters to me. Or someone, really, like, it's like a real big importance of someone. It's like, no, this really does mean a lot to me. So it's a bit like a favour and a bit like, this, that's all they keep saying. This really matters to me. This really matters to me. Sorry, but my Gemini moon is really kicking in. I'm getting confused and thinking, you know, I really kind of need to get my channel going. And then I'll promise everybody that they're just going to be private stuff over on Patreon. But they will be there, guys. I'll probably change my mind and I'll probably just put this straight over onto Patreon. It's me being a Gemini moon. I self-doubt things all the time. Think, yeah, that's a real good idea. I really need to do that. And I think, oh, no, I really don't know. I'm like, I sat here for 15 minutes. 15 minutes thinking, well, I've got time and I really should do that. And I have got to put some kind of messages out to people. But then I've obligated myself into something and thinking, oh God, and then my head starts getting old Gemini, and then I'm like, I do my own head in. I do, right? But I think you guys will be alright because your tarot reading will still be there, okay? Yeah, so let's see anyway. So let's look into the past of what's been going on. The past. But don't forget that when we get to tier 2, this will all be cleared up. The past is all cleared up. We try to forget the past. We live in the present. The present will be cleared up. We'll look into your 1st to the 15th here, and then we'll look into another deck, and we'll look into your partner, their thoughts, their feelings. But your partner, you know how I do, you know how we do. is that I look into also how that represents a family or a child or something or a job and what they're thinking and what they're feeling and how that's affecting you and how this is affecting you and them. Okay, so we do that. So let's see. I think you're okay. I'm feeling slightly relieved. I'm feeling slightly relieved. Like someone's definitely getting rid of their mustard, bro. That's for sure. Someone's like, listen, I feel relieved. I need to get. Someone's like real pet up and they really need something, right? And they're like, wow, that was a relief. At least I got rid of that. So, unless it's an ex and you're like, well, at least I got rid of them, but at least I've found someone and I've got rid of what I needed to get rid of. Right? Yeah. I'm definitely picking up like something's got to get rid of it. It's like, or rid of it, because I heard the reminiscence of this Pisces thing that got done, and I'm picking that up for yours. It's something to do with a child, and it was something like, will you please shut her up from saying stuff? Will you shut them up and stop crying? Or, I mean, it might not even be a child. It could be a mother or a partner or someone, but that energy is coming through in this reading where it's like, look, will you please just shut her up and tell her to stop doing this? And someone's playing someone off against the other person, which is where it is involving a family member or a child. And it is like just shut her up from saying stuff with you because she's just saying too much now. I mean, me, I've got, here we go again, but I've got Aquarius in the third house, bruv. I ain't got no filter. My mouth just sometimes, I'm like, bleh. I was like, oh, what do you mean? You know, I just tell people straight up how it is. You know, but I don't, you see, the one thing about karma, Aries, right, is that I never bring drama to someone. I never tell them that, like in relationships or anything, that I never tell them that they're doing anything wrong. Right? I never go to them and say, look, you really need to change the way that you think or feel or look or be or say or not do or open up or not open up. I let people just be themselves, right? And that's normally when you get the blame. That is normally when you get it, right? Because people talk crap. And I've just gone through it today. I came home from work, literally just walked in the door, and the narc is literally narking off to the hairdresser, telling all of the bad things, all the good sort of things that he does this, but and then really going into all the bad stuff that I apparently do, which is why I don't talk to a narcissist. Can't understand it, but literally spread rumours and get other people to think that it's the other person. And talks, blames people, talks about people, blames people. The energy that's given off, this is why I don't never do it. Well, on here I give advice, I give people my life, right? But that's what it is. Me, I just shut up, didn't mention it, come straight in here, shut the door, and uploaded a piece of music and just concentrated on that and just block it out. But because of that, it drives people that are narcissistic very crazy, because they think that there's something wrong with them, that they avoid me, that they don't do it. And then when you do avoid them, there's a reason why people always avoid people, right? It's a known fact of life, is that people avoid people for a reason, right? So then when you go around then, and an arc is normally saying, oh, I'm telling all my friends and all the people and everything else, and oh, they're so good and everything, oh, but God, oh, and like blah, 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 and having a right natter and a blame and a blame and a blame about some people. It's not great energy. It's not great energy, you know. Not, I mean, it is talking to someone as a counsellor, but not to like loads of different people, and because you go in there, man, and they're up to the nines with, well, Daphne round the corner, listen, Daphne round the corner, oh God, don't she make you sick? And oh God, did you see the clothes that she's wearing? And oh, have you seen that car that they've got? And it's like, oh my God, that drives me nuts. It drives me crazy. It does. And I'm kind of like, man, y'all not got anything better to do in your own life than worry about other people's. Right? But I mean, that's not great karma. But my circumstance is different because that's narcissism control. Okay. But anyway, let's have a look. I just keep quiet. See, narcissism, when you're quiet, it drives them crazy when you're quiet, because they can't understand why. They'll just start blaming and talking to family members, brothers or sisters and people and stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to be narcissism. You know, let's just, you know, calm it down a little. But, you know, generally when someone does something wrong, they close down for a specific reason, right? They shut down and they close down. And then the man or the woman will blame the man, and the woman will blame the man. But there could be someone in this party that just doesn't say anything. They're just quiet because they know, right? And the other person then starts going around posting up things on Facebook and God knows what else, and they're saying, yeah, blah, 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 and they put these little gimmicks and whatnot, and oh, isn't it tough being blah, 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 and I'm the only one out in the crowd, and I'm the you know, and then it goes into the Facebook thing, and then it draws in attention of men or in women, and I'm like, man, Christ, what is wrong with people? You know, yeah, well, there's got to be something wrong with them because they're not saying something, or they're not doing something, or they're not opening up, or they're not being the way that I wanted, I or me, and because they're not doing that, then there must be something wrong with them. And projection of blame is what people feel empathically. I feel it all the time, even when I'm not around people. Because I'm psychic, I come home and I'm kind of like, I knew it. And I felt that way on the way home from work, and I felt irritated, and there was a lot in my head, and I thought, man, stop thinking, Steve. Stop thinking too much. What are you thinking for? You know, and I got home, and all that was happening. So, you know, when people say that your ears are burning and stuff like that, well, my ears don't burn, but my head starts going crazy. That's because the amount of blame that someone's doing and coming my way, and I'm kind of like going through all this in my head thinking, what the hell is going on? That's the difficulties of being a medium, is that you pick up when people are talking crap about your negative stuff. You start thinking negative, you feel negative, you wonder why, and then when you find out, you're like, it's because I'm being blamed, right? There you go, right? So you start to really know yourself. When you know yourself inside out, you know that other people are pretty much just talking, right? Nonsense. So let's see. So show me the past for Aries. Eight of Swords. Could be Leo. Could be a Leo. But this is like someone has been playing such a mind game with someone and running rings around someone. It's like, I don't even know if I'm with you. Without you, what? Can't live with you. I can't even live with you. Like, it's too much. It's like you're smothering me. I feel like I can't get out of anything. That is definite family though as well, because that's a strong amount of karma. You know, normally within a partnership, I mean, it depends. It can be soulmate energy. I'm not going to shed my opinion, but it's kind of like I need to just, like, I feel so bound to this thing that I can't possibly move, right? I can't get it out of my head. Or it's because there is, like I said, it's a feeling, but it's a reason. Because someone's doing something to make someone feel this way, right? So someone gets a load of shed of blame, they'll feel that, right? Show the Aries what's been going on with Aries. Because that's a marriage, that is. That's a marriage, or it's a partnership, or it's a close bond of family, right? That make you feel like there is no way out of it. Like there is no way out, right? Because that would be a you know, something where you like, I can't bear them, but I can't see my way through it. Like I'm blind to the fact that someone is doing stuff behind my back. They are saying and they are doing stuff, and I feel it, or you physically know it. And if you physically know it, then you know that this person just runs rings around your energy where you're like, man, it could be Gemini, that I can't keep track of like you making me feel like I'm to blame, and that I have to shut down because someone that is blaming and projecting, the person that closes down shuts off their energy. Right, this is true. Okay, we're learning something new as well, sort of. The person that shuts down their energy, right, for a start, is what I'm saying. When you take blame to someone and you bring the fight to someone, energy-wise, when a person closes down and shuts the phone off or closes down, right, they're blocking an energy off, right, because they don't want to hear it, they don't want to know it. It's kind of like, this doesn't sound or feel good to me. So they shut the energy off and they close down, right? The other person then blames other people for doing it. Yeah, well, they just hung up on me. They closed up. You know, everything closed down. They closed down. They emotionally closed down. And now I feel stuck in my head about this person because they hung up on me, because they ghosted me, because they're not speaking to me. So they run rings around my energy where, like I said, this person is entrapped in their head because someone's blaming them, and that's the reason why they're closed down, right? Show me the past for Aries. Because these stories, even though you've just had your monthly, they'll probably still relate and there's a different story. Okay, but it's the same old story. It's the same old Stacey or Stephen. Hi. But same old story. It's the never-ending story. So I'm moving. I'm getting out of it. Whichever way it is, that 8 is like, I don't care. Do what you want when you want to do it. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. I'm going to continue on to feel happy and move away from it, right? Now, you're either physically going to move away from a family member or you're just energetically moving away. But again, someone keeps trying to make common ground, but they don't understand. Like I said, you could be dealing with control. Someone doesn't understand, right, why you move away from them, right? So when you move away from them, they get all up into their head that it's your fault, blame you for not paying attention to them. So you move forward, right? You start to go forward with your life, hopefully feeling more energetically fulfilled with not having to deal with that energy there and thinking, well, it's too much for me to think about. So I'm just going to continue on with my life, go forward, and either one, try to find something new in my life or somebody new, right? Somebody to lean on. Because there's a lot of swords. There's been a lot of swords here. There's been a lot of family arguments. There's been a lot of directions in life that people feel that they want to do, but they just can't get away from this person. You see, this could also be locked into an agreement of families needing each other through their house and their home and their, you know, what you have, family homes, family estates, family businesses, stuff like that. Tough times, tough. Definitely going through the coronavirus and things like that. Things are not as cheap as what they used to be years ago and stuff like that. So when you normally have family homes, people have an attachment to the family and they can stay there for a long time. But, you know, there's certain energy of like support, but it's not supporting within what I should be doing because I'm here, kind of energy. Right? Moon, the mother. There you go. Right? So we all have mothers, pretty much. If you don't have mothers and you are a mother, then it's just happening in the family to you. Right? But who's to blame for all this? Because someone is just heading towards more darkness, been heading towards the moon, towards the mum, backwards and forwards, from my mum to my mum, from my mum to my mum, from my mum to my mum, which could well be a child. That's what I'm saying. There would be a family member in this boat, pretty much. I know there's not a child here, but I'm picking up that there is, right? From my mum to my mum, from my mum to my mum, who's my mum, who's not my mum, who's my dad, who's not my dad. I'm confused. Who do I talk to? Do I talk to mum? Do I talk to dad? Go and talk to your mum. Oh, God. Go and talk to your dad. Oh, man. Ooh, ooh, but ooh, ooh. It's like, ooh, Steve, what do you know? You just told me my life. Is that a prediction for the future, even though you're telling me what's been going on in my past? So do tarot cards predict future? Right? If the past has been the same, then how can tarot cards not predict your future? How can a reader not read your life and your future? How can they not pick up on signs and energetically feel it and say it if there's no belief of free will? Right? So what's the Eight of Swords? Because it's not the cards, right? It's not the cards, it's the reader. It's the reader of how they say things, how they do things, and how they tell people the truth. Truth hurts and people don't want to hear it, and that's why people close down in life. And that's why people will probably, loads of people might unsubscribe or subscribe. Because you can get the truth all day long and it can be smacking you across the face and you probably won't even see it or know it. Right? But learning to accept what that truth is and learning to be able to listen to understand what that is growth, because you mature as that, right? You stop listening to people that whisper in ear holes, right? What's the Eight of Swords? There's no blame on anybody. I'm just saying that it's people that read. It's like a card, a credit card, right? The card itself ain't got money on it. The cards, your credit cards and stuff, they haven't got money on it, right? The card reader and the bank inside it has what you want, right? So you put your card into a reader and they give you the truth. They give you that back. There you go, right? So in these, why on earth am I... Listen. I'm picking it up, look, listen, Steve told me there ain't no card. No, I don't want to know about cards. Right? Someone that moans. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is children. There you go. Children. I'm stuck with kids. Can't get them out my head. Don't want them, don't want them, don't want them. I'm stuck with this person. I energetically feel this person around me, even if it's a love life. I just feel and I just know energetic vampire of knowing by your sense. Your sense, right, is the sentence of where I need to try and make sense of this person because I can't keep track of them. Can't keep track of them. But like I said, this will be seen by the other person as well. Yeah, I can't keep track of them. They go out and they don't even tell me where they're going. Or they go out and they do this and they don't want to know. That when I ask them a question, they just avoid me and they go their own way. And I don't even know where they go. So listen, person, yeah, they're a real good person, but man, they don't talk to me, they don't say anything. When they go out, they don't want to know. They just come home from school or something, they go straight to the room and they don't want to know. Or they go out at night and they get on with their love life, or they go out and see someone or do something, and as soon as I open the door, oh, where are you going? Right there. It is. Track and trace. You need to track your movements and trace where your steps are, where you're going. Trust me, anyone in life, even a kid will get sick to death of that. They just got a private life, man. You know, they barge into a kid's bedroom, you've got no idea what they're doing. Right? I've had that by narcissists. Straight, you just come through the front door, straight in this room, straight open it, and they're like, what the fucking hell? What? You know? No. Six of Swords. Six of Swords. Truth. Can you lot handle it? Can you lot handle me telling you this? Would you listen to it if I told you? Would you be able to change that by me telling you? No. So where's your sense in that? Where's the free will in that? Right? Me telling you this truth, will you be able to change this person? Right? No. The moon. Burden. So I don't know whether to keep going. I don't know whether to move in, move out, move away, or just avoid them. But it's such a burden. This is also kids as well, if you've got them, where you're like, it's just becoming stressful having to be a single mum, or just very difficult the fact that I might have two children. One of them could be an adult. Right? Because this could be an adult mum here that acts like a child. Trust me. I ain't lying. He ain't lying. Could be a Leo, but he ain't lying. Someone is. Oh dear. We've used the present as the past. These are the past cards. Anyway, we're looking at the present of Aries. Presently, what's going on with Aries? Presently. These readings really for people, they're just an interest. A lot of people say, I just love to watch you read and just say stuff. Okay, which is great, you know, it's really good. And I really do, I'm glad that it helps people, because you have to take responsibility when you're a tarot card reader. You have to watch what you say, and you don't know if people are just finding the channel and they've never watched a tarot reading before, and they're like, what? You know. So you've got to be careful on what you say with people. But this is really just an interlude of me being a reader, and if you are interested in a personal reading or wanting to know about your future and stuff like that, that's why I have Patron, because I do have to, it's a commodity. Everything in life is the what do you call it? Is the economy, right? Without the economy, without people buying and selling, where would we be? Settling here. Show me presently what's going on with Aries, please. Presently, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting. Waiting on you. Waiting on you hand and foot. Cooking and cleaning, shopping, everything else. I'm here. I will do it still, regardless. I'm still waiting. I mean waiting on you, like a waiter. Okay. You can energetically wait for people, but you could just well be waiting for this person to do the same thing. So you're not really waiting for them to do it. But there can be someone that's kind of like, yeah, I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll shop, I'll cook and do all of this for you. But there is an expectancy for it. Because I'm doing all this stuff for you, you owe me. I owe you nothing. I owe you nothing. Cat amongst the pigeons and all. Right? Pigeonholing. I don't owe you anything. Unless you owe someone rent. Are they asking for it? I don't know. There's something like, I don't owe you anything. I'll do all of this because I want to. Like I said, but if someone does things like shopping, cooking, because all these are real life factors, right? If someone shops, they cook, they clean, they do all this sort of stuff. If they do all of that off their own back, right, but they don't ask anything in return, they just do it, right? And then later on, if someone says, look, I do all of this stuff for you, you should be grateful, right? I mean, if you're talking about young children, then you are. But this happens with adults, right? But you know what I'm saying? I do all of this stuff for you, so you should be doing this stuff for me. I should know about your life, and I should be involved in your life because I do all of this stuff. Yeah, well, I didn't ask you to. Yeah, well, I do it for you because of something. Nah, Nish. You know. Trust me, I went through it today. Oh, well, he shops and he cooks and he cleans all his... Of course I fucking do, bruv. I'm 44. Jesus. God. Let's see. I swore, there goes my... there possibly goes my 50 pence that I make from YouTube each month for adverts. 7 and 7, right? The advert, advertisement, advertisement, putting up adverts or advertisements. Vertebrae, prey. I'm also picking up prey. Something to do with praying, right? But praying, just like, oh God, I'm just praying for release. Pretty much, I'm waiting to see what someone's going to do. This is, someone has choices in life, right? But I'm praying, but I'm waiting to see what they do first. I'm waiting to see, it's not like what person they pick. I mean, if you're waiting for someone to pick a person, then, you know, what are you, a toy, and you go up and you put your slot in the money and in the slot and it comes across and it's like, oh, okay, let's pick that toy. People are not on a conveyor belt, right? So when you look at this, it's like I'm just waiting to see what they do first, right? What they pick in life for themselves. I'm going to see what they do. Because that's not the traditional way of reading possible Seven of Cups, right? But who goes off tradition? Does anybody ever read the book? I know I've never done that. I'm waiting just to see what you do. Let's see. Aries presently. What's going on with Aries presently? But I'm your mum. I'm supposed to make you feel confused. See, Seven of Cups is illusion. Of someone putting in someone into illusion. It can be control, 7. Big controlling card. Because it's illusion, right? It's stuff that's physically not there. Right? It's like, oh, what's that? Oh, look at all of these cups that sit on clouds. Do cups sit on clouds? Have you ever looked up into the sky and there's been a cup sitting on a cloud? No, right? So what that means is hypnosis, and it means like illusion, right? Illusion. Here, someone that puts someone into like temptation. Lead us not into temptation, to be tempted into this same controlling pattern again, right? So someone's tempting someone by waiting on them hand and foot, but this can also be, well, I'm waiting because the ex is involved, or I'm waiting because there's a mother or another mother from another brother or a mother or father or whatever. But I'm waiting for this to happen because it's inevitable this is going to happen again, because it's still happening. It's an ongoing circumstance of someone that puts someone into illusion to trick them and fool them, right? Into tempting them back towards you or the other partner, or like say if you've got exes and things like that. Temptation of illusion, of tempting someone to go between someone, right? Could be Pisces, rainbow, right? Oh, I don't know, Zippy. You won't know that one because that's a British old cartoon thing. But yeah, picking up that could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Scorpio. Seven of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. To do, there you go. To do with children. To do with kids, or childish behaviour of talking. Do you think that that grown-ups don't talk this way? Trust me, I get more sense out of the young children, right, that are physically something wrong with them. Okay, I hate putting labels on that, but I take disadvantaged children to school. I get more sense out of children, I do, than what I do some adults in life. You know, because these poor kids, they come out of their home smiling with a great big smile, grin, can't wait to go to school, right? They love it. They love it. They're happy, right? But majority of them are in wheelchairs and they've got things wrong with them, but they come out of the house, not a complaint in the world, really, right? You go to an adult, ask them what's the matter, bruv, right? But I mean, I haven't got kids myself, so obviously kids complain, right? Some cups. The marriage. There is the death sentence. That's the sentence, all right. The ex-marriage, or the previous marriage, or the previous relationship that is involved in all of this somehow, right? Work. What do we do about work? What's going to work? What isn't going to work? Physical mandy, manana, something to do with manana or Tatiana. But manana, someone could be Spanish. It's manana, right? Manana. We've got to be quick. 7 of Wands. Someone does not want a relationship. They don't, or haven't. Right? They've put up a wall and a boundary between them and their ex-partner, their marriage or something. But they're very defensive against things, which is kind of like, you know, if you've got a partner and they say, oh, what's happening with your ex and with your kids? And you're like, don't ask me about my children. That's my business. Don't ask me about my ex or my marriage or all the bad things that are going on. It's personal, right? So someone gets offended by what someone does or says too much. People think, oh, they don't want a relationship. They close down, they put up a wall. They do that for a reason. Everybody puts up a barrier to protect themselves for a reason. They don't just do it for thin air, right? So someone blocks things off. They try not to pay attention to all of this, basically. Queen of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. Can't trust them. Skittish. Someone's very skittish. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Backwards, forwards, in and out, in and out. Right? This is a woman, also, or a man, take your pick, that blames people. Right? That blames people. Projection of blame is one of the most important things to try and keep under control. Is not to bring that to someone of a complaint. Right? You don't complain in things in life. You just leave it, or you just don't. Right? If something bad is happening, and the more you keep complaining and it doesn't work out, well then leave. Leave. But complaints, like, you go to your boss, say, "Look, I'll go and complain." Oh, really? Join the queue, bruv. Trying to run a business here. What's your problem? Right? But some of you, like I said, if you're stuck around family, it's not just about leaving, because you're in that, right? So it's more of a just like, I'm not going to pay attention. The 7 will not pay attention to someone that deceives the 7. Now there are the deceptive one on one side of the coin, right? But on the other side, on the flip side of a 7, they won't pay attention to someone that plays kiss chase. They're not children, right? Chase me? No. I'm not chasing you. I'm not chasing after you. If you want to go and you want to leave, or you want to cause conflict, you go ahead and do it. But I ain't going to pay attention to you. I'm going to go forward. 7 isn't going backwards. It's looking backwards, right? It's looking backwards of how somebody confuses someone for a 2, looking at it thinking, well, brother, I'm in a 2 and 8. I've got no idea what to do. So what I'm going to do is avoid. That would be that way. I'm going to avoid you, not pay attention to you, and do the opposite to what you do. That's ego. Okay? You do this, I do that. Okay? I'll do the opposite. Opposites attract. Right? So there's your reading so far. So that's from your 1st and 15th, but that is literally just what has been going on, probably in your life cycles. Okay? So what we do now is we look into the future, and we do Aries for the 1st to the 15th of August. here, what you've got coming up, and then we'll look into your partner, or your partner, your children, your life, money, jobs, also the ex, also strife, also good feelings, emotions, star signs, thoughts and feelings of what they are thinking and feeling, all that sort of stuff, and we incorporate this side and that side. Okay, a you versus them, but it's deep. It's not just shallow. Okay, so we do that. So like I said, thank you so much. If you want to join that, it is only going to tier 2 members. Okay, but you can find the link below. You can also follow Angel Radio, all the stuff that I come out, or you can reach out for a personal Skype call or tarot card reading. But everything should be in the description. Okay, all right, Aries. Thanks very much. Let's go over to Patron and see what the turn up of all this is. Okay, all right, guys. Thanks very much. See you soon.